Adrien the Problem Broner and Sean Porter are matching up June 20th. And I told you guys that I was going to do a nice fight breakdown and a fight prediction. But the fight prediction is going to be here on the night before the fight because anything can happen between now and then. I'm not a guy to just throw my stuff out there without a clean slate because I got a reputation to protect. And you can check the record. And like I said before, I'm not just going to throw it out there just because people want to hear what I got to say. I don't say things just vicariously. I have to keep this thing intact. This is a channel, baby. It's a brand. You know what I'm saying? But before I get started, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Eric Bradley, and they call me the Fight Doctor. And I thank you guys for watching. And right now, you guys watching Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down, round by round. Now we're going to get in. I told you guys before that this fight was going to be not the fight that people depict it to be. People are thinking, oh, this is a great fight. This is a super fight type deal that we're getting for free, basically. It's not exactly the case. And trust me, on the 21st of June, I'll have a few more fans. A few of you will be like, yeah, he called it. Just like I always do. Out of the past 2.5 solid years that I've been on this channel doing this type deal, you can actually go back and check every pre and post fight. You can see I called it. It's just because you just understand how matchups are. I do the same thing in the NFL. I mean, I kind of know how a season's going to play out once it begins. Once you get to that midpoint, you kind of can see all the signs. You got to understand human physiology and the psychology of a human being. So you break these fighters down. So earlier, I did a nice fight breakdown matchup. So if you haven't watched it, subscribe and go into the playlist or just on the channel and you'll see it. It's the last video done. And it was done on whatever the June 4th. And you guys can go up there and you can really see what the fight is going to look like when they square off. But now, what I wanted to do right now is to show you guys or tell you specifically how it's going to truly play out without giving you a prediction. But when you leave the channel and hit stop, you're going to know who's going to win. Okay, Sean Porter is more of a brawler, used to be more a skilled boxer. Now once he's reached more, he's closer to the pinnacle, fighters are better. You can't bully these guys. These guys are tough. Adrien Broner was bullied against Marcos Chino Maidana. He was bullied in the ring. But most of you forgot that he came back on later in that fight. Why? Because he is the A or B minus, but he has an A night every once in a while. And he's definitely proven that he can fight because anybody else, I have no other fighter that I can think of. Maybe Sugar Shane Mosley, someone like that, someone who's tough interior and exterior, would have survived that night. But Marcos Maidana was hitting him with everything, including the kitchen sink pipes. So you think about it, Adrien Broner matched up against him. When it comes down to a fight, people, the person who can get their weapon off first is going to win the fight 9 times out of 10, unless there's a severe knockout unexpectedly. All right, well, the best jab goes to Adrien Broner. All right, the guy who understands ring distance has a better chance of winning as well. Adrien Broner. He understands where to be in the ring. He knows how to throw the punch, the jab, hook, step around. He's using his legs these days. Sean Porter smothers his punches when he gets inside, so he won't have too much of an effective inside fight. Let me see. All these points are going to be valid. He has a lot of power. He knows how to bully in the ring. Adrien Broner is not going to be bullied in the ring again. He's been training on the East Coast now. He's been fighting against some of the top fighters in the game, training, sparring over here at Barry Hunter's gym up in DC. And like I told you on prior posts before, on the East Coast, it's a dog pound, period. The real dog pound started over here. And it's a reason why, if you travel over here to the East Coast, you know, fighters all have a lot of the same characteristics. More poverty, the deeper the dog inside of a fighter. So when you come over here and you go to places like Baltimore, and if you don't know what Baltimore is, look it up on the map. Then you got Philadelphia. You look at these cities and you drive through them and it's poverty stricken. And I mean, zombies walking the street. Everybody says that, but in certain areas it's just different. You know, a lot of you guys complain when you're living in the hood, but go to Africa. Go to a third world country. You won't be complaining. The hood is like a castle. I mean, you have hot water, cold water, you know, electricity, refrigeration. These people don't have refrigeration. They don't drink cold water. It's absolutely asinine the way they have to live in third world countries. So, like I said, when you come over and you fight, and that's one of the reasons Adrien Broner's conditioning and his legs are better, because he's fighting where dogs fight. He's ready to fight in the trenches. He's tough now. He's a lot tougher, and he knows it. And that's one of the quotes he made after his last fight. I'm not going to have another tough fight, because he can fight or he can box. And he's chosen to box. He's going to keep him out there. He's going to keep him out there as often as possible at the end of his jab and shooting that straight right, that lead right down the pipe. He's going to slide out. Shawn Porter's going to get frustrated. Now, you know that's going to happen because he's going to press and press and press. But Adrien Broner will be conditioned enough, and that's the key component. You think about Shawn Porter, hard hooks, left hand, right hand. But he fights so short that he'll be right in the line of the fire of Adrien Broner. And let's not mention Adrien Broner's accuracy. And Shawn Porter's not the most accurate fighter because he fights in a bully style. So you see I'm making these points, and they're valid points, and you were confused before, but as you're watching this post, you're getting less and less confused because it's all making sense. Now, Shawn Porter said he can do this, he can do that, but you're doing that in training camp. And remember, I already know what this guy does in camp. I see a lot of the tricks that you try to apply, but those tricks don't always come to fruition on fight night. It's things that you're learning and you're getting better at certain things, but a fighter only gets so much better, especially after being in the fight game, as long as this guy's already been in the fight game. And like I said, I wanted to break the fight down and give you the intangibles. Like I said, jab goes to Adrien Broner. Power goes to Shawn Porter. But power without accuracy is a problem. He was controlled in the ring by Kell Brook. The fight that Adrien Broner had against Marcos Maidana prepped him for beating John Molina. And it's going to prep him to fight against Shawn Porter. And like I said, some fighters are meant to continuously get better. They learn their lesson. Some fighters are going to only be as good as they are going to get. You know, so, you know, that was my fight semi-prediction. It's kind of like a lineup. So I line up all their intangibles. Ring generalship is important. Spacing, jab. All of these qualities are going to matter. Now, punch output is going to be vital, and pressure. So, like I said, I'm not going to be wordy with this. I'm going to start cutting these things down so I know you can see the entire post, because I always keep something very flavorful at the end, and I want you guys to always get that. So, like I said before, with the intangibles, you have a better chance at making a better prediction for this fight. They call me the fight doctor. And I thank you guys for watching. You know me as Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down. And we break it down round by round. Always feel free to go out to our website too. It's very entertaining. We keep the fights up there in full capacity. You can go out there and check out your fights, entertain yourself, and hang and chop it up out there with us, the Fight Doctor, out there at masterboxingllc.com. Like I said, and if you don't like just watching boxing, you want to be boxing, you got that boxing workout training as well. We get it in all the way round at Master Boxing. Peace.